What is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we are back to countries that don't exist, and we're going to be taking a look at countries in America, both north and south, that either aren't recognized or that most people don't know exist. Now we're going to start things off with Lakota, a region of indigenous American people that unilaterally withdrew from all treaties with the USA. They declared independence in 2007 and claim a considerably large region within the US. In 1868, the Lakota Sioux signed a treaty with the government, which stated that the region of the Black Hills, sacred to their people, would be theirs forever. But as soon as gold was discovered in the region, the US government changed their mind and took the land back. In the 20th century, a US judge ruled that the Lakota Sioux were due compensation for the land at the prices of 1877 plus interest. Essentially, they claimed that this region is not only rightfully theirs but also legally theirs. In 2007, they traveled to Washington and delivered their formal withdrawal from all treaties with the US government. So you can say that they didn't really declare independence. They felt the need to say that you forgot that we're supposed to be independent. Next, Redonda, which declared sovereignty in 1865. It was founded by one Martin Shield, and it only lasted until 1872 because someone colonized the land. You can probably guess who it was. It was the British again. So they wanted to mine the phosphate of the land, so they just annexed it into their empire. Work on the island continued until it stopped in World War I, and it never resumed. A hurricane destroyed the facilities, and that was pretty much it for the island. Later on, the heir of the founder tried selling the island to the Swedish royal family, who sadly declined. Today, it supposedly has 0 population and about 9 claimants to the throne, all heirs of the original founder. Back to the mainland and also back to Native Americans. Danita, the largest reservation of the Indian nation in the US, which holds a degree of self-government. It was created in 1868 and has a population of over 300,000 people. The native lands were taken by the government, and they were only handed back throughout time. In 1920, they got US citizenship, and in 1975, they were granted self-determination. The native population in this region isn't doing too well. Apparently, there's a 50% unemployment rate, and a lot of people lack basic rights like power and water. So self-determination came at a cost. Going north, we have Greenland, an autonomous part of Denmark, which is more and more moving towards independence. It's fairly close to Canada and has a population of only 57,000. The Queen of Denmark granted self-rule to the Greenland Parliament after it was approved in a referendum. They became autonomous, but the Danish Queen or King at the time is still their head of state. They had already gotten home rule in 1979, and this was confirmed with the autonomy process in 2009. Next, they should get full independence from the Danish kingdom. For the next one, we travel to Canada. Lubicon is an indigenous community, which was formerly never ruled by Canada. It has a population of around 500,000 people, and it declared independence in 1988. Canada made a treaty with its indigenous population, where the central government was allowed to rule over their territories. But according to this, they forgot about Lubicon. In 1939, they promised to create a reserve for them and make up for the mistake of not including them in the treaty, but this never actually happened. In the 1970s, oil and gas was discovered in their lands, and drilling and exploration began. This caused animals to leave the area, and consequently, the Lubicons lost their self-sufficiency. In 1988, Lubicons grew tired of this and blockaded their own land, asserting the independence which they technically never gave up to the Canadian. Police invaded the area and arrested a bunch of people which were later released. Today, the drilling continues, and the Lubicon people still have their region technically occupied by a foreign government. Moving to a warmer place, Mosquitia, a Caribbean coastal region seeking a return to self-rule. Its capital is Puerto Cabezas, and it has a population of 150,000 and declared independence in 2009. It's located in Central America, right next to Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Honduras. It wants independence precisely from Nicaragua, claiming about half the country territory, taking up all of the east coast. This region was previously independent, but it was annexed by Nicaragua in the 19th century. The Nicaraguan government allowed the exploration of the region with little concern of the indigenous people, which caused Mosquitia to be one of the less developed regions in Central America up to today. Some conspiracy theorists claim that the independence was fueled by Colombian drug lords wanting to make drug trafficking easier, or some even claim US interference. Going south to South America, we have a similar situation with Mapuche. It declared its independence a long time ago, in 1641, with a population of 1.7 million and its capital in Temuco. It's located inside both Argentina and Chile. They are natives to the region and had been independent for over 1,000 years. They were never conquered by the Spanish. In fact, they were the only people in South America to have their sovereignty recognized by the Spanish Empire, precisely in 1641. They were, however, finally defeated by the Chilean army in 1881, and Argentina did the same on their side a while later. Today, indigenous rights are starting to be recognized in the two countries, so a return of the lands to the heirs of the Mapuche people might happen soon enough. Finally, and also inside Chile, we have Rapa Nui, which declared its independence even earlier than Mapuche. They did it in 1200. It's a Pacific island very far from the Chile coast. They were most likely populated before, but in 1722, on Easter Sunday, a Dutchman found the island, naming it as it's commonly known as the Easter Island. This island has a really interesting history regarding the self-destruction of its population and culture. If you guys are interested in that, I can make a separate video about it. The Chilean government took ownership of the island in 1888 after a negotiation with the island king. However, this was marked by a bit of a scam by the Chileans. The deal was made with two versions, one in Spanish and one in the island's native language. The Spanish version says that the sovereignty of the island is revoked, while the native version says Chile will be a friend of the island and not its ruler. So you can say that when the natives signed the deal, they didn't really know what they were signing. So those are a few of the countries that don't exist in the American continents. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you want to catch future videos, and leave a comment with your opinions and thoughts. There are a bunch of more countries that you could say don't exist in America, Europe, and Asia, and I'm gonna try and make a part 2 for all of those videos. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.